I've been out testing this Singletrack Pant from just above freezing, maybe 2-3 degrees, through to kind of getting quite warm, 21, 22, 23 degrees, and in all conditions, but particularly in very, very wet weather here in the UK. I would say it is absolutely at home in winter conditions. You know, if I'm cold, I'll layer up underneath it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. If I'm hot, it has vents on the front thigh and the rear of thigh, an exhaust vent, and I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a minute. So you do have the ability to kind of control your temperature to a certain extent, but really it's at its core in 5 degrees to 12, 15 degrees in wet weather. So 3-layer breathable fabric. In order to get that wet weather performance that we need out of the Singletrack Pant, we've developed a 3-layer breathable waterproof fabric. So the outer layer is very, very tough nylon 6/6 fabric, which has high abrasion resistance qualities. It's a tough material. So bonded to that, the mid layer is a PU film, which creates a waterproof barrier. And importantly, if it's waterproof, it's also windproof, which often doesn't really get talked about, but is very, very helpful when you're riding through cold wind. PU film acts as a barrier, preventing water from traveling through the pant, but it's also breathable, which allows moisture that is next to your leg, sweat, all that kind of stuff to evaporate out through the material. And the third layer of this 3-layer fabric is another layer of nylon. It's a nylon knit. It is not the same nylon 6/6 that's on the outside, which is quite tough. It's a much softer nylon, and that's really there for comfort. So it feels comfortable against your legs. And so the factory take this material, they cut it into panels and they stitch it together to make this wonderful Singletrack Pant. But if you can imagine, everywhere that has been stitched, and this is the same for all waterproof gear, everywhere that's been stitched, you've put holes through this amazing waterproof material that you've worked so hard to develop. So on the back of those stitches, on the inside of the pant, is seam tape, and that is a layer of seam tape about 1/2 inch wide, which goes over the entirety of the pant where it's stitched together, and that seam tape is designed to have the final layer of waterproofing to keep the water out and the dry in. So I dropped this clip in here. This was on quite a difficult trail recently. You can't really tell, GoPro flattens it, but it was quite steep. So I'm wearing the Singletrack Pant. Rupert is also wearing the Singletrack Pant. And the point here is, even with a waterproof pant, if you're not riding in the rain, especially doing what we do, where you're building up body temperature, you're going to want something that breathes and allows some of the sweat and moisture that you're generating inside your body to escape. And that's what our breathable fabric does.